Just like last show, I will absolutely not put a rookie wide receiver in my top 10 after only 1 year of play. But you know what I'm going to do? I will put a wide receiver as 2 years play. Enter my 10th ranked wide receiver, A.J. Brown. Brown has posted back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons while averaging less than 100 targets per year. He also found the end zone 19 times in 2 years, which is impressive when you consider the fact that he plays in a predominantly run-heavy offense. What makes Brown so special, he can beat a defender either deep or catch a slant and take it to the house with his speed. His game eerily reminds me of Terrell Owens, and I really do feel like he's going to be moving up on this list as time goes on. The number 9 selection, it's Mike Evans, 3-time Pro Bowler. All this guy has done since he's gotten to this league was post 7 straight 1,000-yard seasons, which shows to me Evans is a model of consistency when talking about production, but also his ability to stay on field. He ranks 5th with 37 receptions of 20-plus yards since 2019. Per PFF, Evans has 231 receptions of 15-plus yards since entering the league in 2014. Allen Robinson is my 8th ranked wide receiver. He's a one-time Pro Bowler. When you take his career, he's pretty much averaged 1,000 yards receiving per year, except for that 1 year he got hurt. Yep. So if you minus that 1 year, anytime he's on the field, he's giving you 1,000 yards. In 2020, Robinson tied for the most contested catches with 21. You were saying he's that big body receiver that gets those catches. You weren't wrong. And he posted a 1% drop rate, which ranked him 3rd amongst receivers with 100-plus targets. So he also has strong, sturdy hands. I would love to see what he can do with some competent quarterback play. Stefon Diggs he went to the Pro Bowl once, and he's also an All-Pro as well. Now he was good with the Vikings, but he just might have became elite with the Bills. In 2021, he showed he didn't need a player of Adam Thielen's caliber to take the attention off of him. He showed that he's a true bona fide wide receiver 1. His first season with Buffalo, he led the league with 127 catches and 1,535 receiving yards. What makes Diggs so good is he's an electric route runner. He gets in and out of his breaks so quickly, which probably is part of the reason why he ranks 1st since 2019 with 40 receptions of 20-plus yards. The number 6 ranked wide receiver is the best route runner in the league. It's Keenan Allen. He plays wide receiver like a basketball player. Time in, time out, he's out crossing up cornerbacks to get open. Next Gen Stats rated Keenan Allen the most accurate route runner in the NFL last year. Great. Keenan Allen is not fast.
Not at all.
But he's always open. How is that possible? He does not use his. It's not like his speed will break away from a cornerback. His route running ability is what made Keenan Allen become the fastest player to reach 600 career receptions in 96 games played, and the most catches in his first 100 games with 623 receptions. He's a big-time playmaker, maybe not from the traditional sense of long-distance plays, but Allen is the guy a QB goes to in order to move the chains. Look at his first downs compared to others. Allen's among the leaders when it comes to converting first downs with over 399 conversions in his career. That's all while playing only 9 games in 2 years. He had a little injury issues earlier in his career. Coming in at number 5 for me is Michael Thomas. And he's not just a slant boy, as Carlton Davis III referred him to. That's his bread and butter, sure, but he's one of the most productive wide receivers coming into the league. And guess what? It wasn't just the Drew Brees effect either. Back in 2019, Brees missed weeks 3 through 7 due to an injury and was replaced by Teddy Bridgewater, right? During those 5 games, Thomas was able to amass 42 receptions for 551 yards and 3 touchdowns. Bro, look at his catch percentage versus the other people on this list that we're going to be talking about. He is at 77.6% for his career, where mostly, the greats are in the upper 60s or lower 60s. He's extremely efficient, man. My 4th ranked wide receiver, Julio Jones. Yes, he's often injured, but he guts it out, and he hasn't let his injuries affect his 95.5 yards receiving per game, which is more than Jerry Rice, Megatron, Fitzgerald, Moss, T.O., to any other great wide receiver. It's the most in NFL history. When he's on the field, he's a force. He can play the X or the Z or the big slot. He's interchangeable. He can beat you deep, or he can take a 4-yard screen to the house. He's explosive. When Arizona played Atlanta Larry Fitzgerald went to Kyler Murray. He's like, watch number 11. He's one of the best receivers to ever do this. That's coming from Larry Fitzgerald, who's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
100%.
Larry Fitzgerald saying that Julio is better than him. That's very humbling. And when you're a big-time athlete like that, you never admit that.
No. Your competitiveness is what makes you that.
But it's just that his greatness is so evident that even the greats recognize it.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill being my number 3rd ranked wide receiver. He gets open all the time because of his speed. And he does run a full route tree, and he could line up on the boundaries. I've seen it numerous times. Football's hard, and it's easy for one person on the field to mess up his assignment on any given play. That's just one person. Now go ahead and try to ask 11 guys to be perfect and not mess up a play. It's damn near impossible. That is why it's so important to create big plays. You cut down the number of plays for your players to mess up on. And that's what Tyreek Hill does for the Chiefs in Kansas City. Over the last 4 years, on targets of 20-plus yards downfield, Tyreek leads all wide receivers with 56 receptions, most by 10, 2,240 yards, most by 687 yards, and 25 touchdowns, more than 10 touchdowns from anyone else. So he's blowing people out of the water. The people who rank second in these stats are not even close to him. What also makes Tyreek even scarier, he's with a quarterback in Mahomes who has a dynamic arm that can take advantage of that track speed. My second ranked wide receiver is Davante Adams. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro. Adams is a fantastic route runner. Some people even say the best. I wouldn't be that person. But he does a great job getting off his release. He's a red zone matchup nightmare. Thanks to all the different routes he wins down there. When he's inside the 10, Adam consistently beats defenders with slants and fades. But his go-to is the whip route. When he fakes the short crosser and reverse pivots out flat towards the sideline, that's his go-to, and he burns cornerbacks all the time with that move. Just listen to the touchdowns he scored in these years. 12 touchdowns, 10 touchdowns, 13 touchdowns, 18 touchdowns. I told you I was going to go into detail why I have Hopkins at 1. Quarterbacks that Hopkins has played with: Matt Schwab, Case Keenum, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Ryan Mallett, Brian Hoyer, TJ Yates, Brandon Weeden, Brock Osweiler, Tom Savage, Deshaun Watson, AJ McCarron, and Kyler Murray. Holy shit.
Yeah. Bro.
Most of those are straight up doo-doo. All right? Straight up. And he still managed a stat line. If you average his career, his career averages are 93 catches a year, 1,250 yards this season, and 7 touchdowns, making him one of the most productive wide receivers in the league. That is insane with those nobodies. He's one of the most physical wide receivers. He's probably the most physical wide receivers in the league. That's why he wins, and that's how he wins. Last year he had 13 contested catches, which ranked him 9th in the league. But that's where he makes his bread and butter, those contested catches, because he's so physical. And he has fantastic hands, too. Per PFF, I know you always cringe when I quote PFF stuff, but I do think some of their data is interesting. They're not my Bible, but they are certainly my Quran. No, I don't know. Per PFF, his 0.9% drop rate was tied for the lowest mark around those wide receivers with at least 100 targets in 2021. He doesn't drop the ball. But he does put himself in contested catches a lot. For the mere fact, he's not fast, and he doesn't run that fantastic of routes. My opinion. I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying Adams is better, Diggs is better, Allen is better. Route running. But he's the best receiver.